Hi everyone, welcome to Full Stack Mania. In the last video, we discussed about Docker container and we dockerized the simple Spring Boot application. If you have not watched, then please check out the card on the top right corner of your screen and then come back to this video. In this video, we are going to discuss about Docker Compose and Docker Volumes. So let's get started with Docker Compose. Docker Compose is a tool which is used when we have a multi-container application. In the last video, we created the Docker containers with the help of CLI commands. So for each container, we have to hit a different CLI command, which is not good. So in this video, we are going to structure all those commands into a single YAML file called dockercompose.yaml file, and after structuring all those commands to a single YAML file, we can start all those containers with a single command and we can tear down all the containers with a single command. That is the advantage of Docker Compose. So without any further ado, let's implement this practically and understand it better. Now let's see the difference between the CLI command and the corresponding Docker Compose file to create a MySQL container. In the Docker Compose file, the first thing we are giving is the version, which determines the Docker Compose version, and you don't have to worry about this parameter. Now the second thing is the services. So under this services, we have to write all those containers that we want to be up and running. Okay. Now in the CLI command, we are giving the container name as MySQL, where this is the equivalent parameter of the Docker Compose file. Okay, and in the CLI, we are writing the image name at the end. Okay, so here this image is the equivalent parameter of that. Okay, and in the CLI, with the -p flag, we are giving the port forwarding, to which port we are forwarding the request, and here we are giving this under the port section. So under the port section, we are doing the same. Okay, and if you want to write more ports, then here you can simply write more ports in this way, right? Okay, but in the CLI, for each new ports, we have to write a -p flag. Similarly, here we are passing the environment variable as MySQL root password. In the Docker Compose.yaml file, we can do this under the environment section. Under the environment section, we can pass as many environment variables we need. But in the CLI, for each environment variable, you have to pass a -e flag. Okay. So from this discussion, we can say that the Docker Compose file is easy to read and it is easy to maintain. Okay. So let's use the Docker Compose file to create the MySQL container. So now I am at the folder where I can see the docker compose.yaml file. Okay, so to start the container, I can write docker compose up. Okay, this is the command and hit enter, and it will start all the containers that we defined inside the docker compose.yaml file. Give it some time, and now you can see our MySQL container is up and running and it is listening to 3306 port. Okay, similarly, to stop the containers, we can write docker compose down, and it will stop all the containers defined inside the docker compose file. Okay, so now you can see it is stopping all the containers. In our case, it is only the MySQL container. This is the advantage of docker compose. Now let's see what docker volume is. Let's say in our example, we created the MySQL docker container and persist something into the MySQL database. When you restart the MySQL container, all the data in the database will be lost, and docker volume solves that problem only. We want to persist something into the database which can survive the container restarts as well. Okay, so let's implement this practically and understand it. So our MySQL Docker container is up and running, and let's try to connect to the database from MySQL shell. So the command to connect to the remote database is this one, /connect, then the username, the application is running on localhost, and colon the port it is listening to. Okay, so if you hit enter, then we will be connected to the database. Let's jump to the SQL mode with the following command, and now we can hit all the SQL commands. So show databases will write, and it will give us all the databases in our MySQL database. Okay, so let's create a database now. Okay, I'll go to the IntelliJ and copy this command. Okay, create database and the name of the database. So I have created a database with name Docker volume. Okay, now we are going to create a table inside the database. Okay, so first we will use the database, use Docker volume. So it is going to create the table inside the Docker volume database, and now we are going to paste the command. Okay, so we are creating a table called my table. Okay, and let's add some data into the table. Okay, so let's go copy this, insert into command and paste it on the command line. Okay, so here we are adding some data, and if you try to fetch the data, then select star from my table. Okay, and this command is going to give the result. Okay, so we are getting the data back. Now let's stop the container and start the MySQL container again and see whether the data still exists in the database or not. Okay, so let's go to other tab and write docker compose down. Okay, so this will stop our MySQL container. Okay, it is stopping the MySQL container and it is going to be stopped in some time. Okay, now let's go to the other tab and write docker compose up, and this command is going to start MySQL container again. Now let's try to connect to the database again. Okay, here we will write select something and it is trying to connect to the database and the connection got established. Okay, now let's hit show databases. Okay, instead of tables, let's write show databases, and here you can see we don't see the database itself. Okay, because previously we created a database called docker volume. Okay, now we don't see that database itself. So let's use docker volumes and see whether we can solve this problem or not. Assigning volumes in Docker is really simple. There is a predefined file in MySQL where all the data gets persisted. That is the var/lib/mysql file. Now we are assigning volumes against that file. Okay, so this MySQL volume will available in the host machine, and the var/lib/mysql will be in the container. So any changes on the var/lib/my container will be available on the MySQL volume and vice versa. So we are telling that all the changes on the MySQL container will be available in the host machine. That is the MySQL volume which will be available on the host. And at the end we are having the volume section under which we are declaring the volumes that we gave under the volume section. So MySQL volume we are declaring over here, and we are writing external is equal to true. That means we will create this volume externally first, and then we will hit the docker compose up command, or else we will get errors. Okay, now let's hit the docker compose up command, and we are expecting an error because we have not set the volume externally, and there you go, you can see the error. So to fix this error, let's assign the volume. So write docker volume create --name and the name of the volume we mentioned in the docker compose file, that is MySQL volume. Okay, and hit enter. Okay, now the volume is assigned, and we can hit the docker compose up command again, and this time we are not going to see the error, and the container MySQL container will be up and running with some time. Okay, so now we can see that our MySQL container is up and running. Let's go to the other tab and connect to the database. Okay, so we are connected to the MySQL container. Now let's see the show databases command. Okay, and here you can see we have this many databases. Now let's create the database called docker volume. Okay, so we are going to create this database, and let's create a table inside this database. Okay, before that let's use docker volume, so that it is going to use that database, and after that let's add a table inside the database. So we created a table inside the database, and we inserted some data, and if we try to fetch the data, then we are able to fetch the data as well. Now we can see that we are able to fetch the data as well. Now let's stop the container. So we are going to write docker compose down, and it is going to stop our MySQL container. And once our MySQL container is stopped, we are going to start it again with the help of docker compose up command, right? So let's write it and hit enter so that the docker container is up and running. Now let's write show databases. To we are connected, and let's write show databases, and now we can see the docker volume database in our MySQL. Okay, so let's use the docker volume database that we have created. Okay, now let's show the tables inside the database. So now we can see that our table also exists inside the database previously, and if you write select star from my table, so we can see the data that we saved into the database as well. So in this way our data still exists in the database though we restart the container. Okay, so as usual I checked in the code in GitHub, and the source code link is in description. So if you like this video, then please like, share and subscribe. Also, thanks for watching this video. Thank you.